What are three things that I look for in a metal band? Stay tuned. What's happening, Gogans? How y'all doing tonight? Everyone's been having a good week. And a good fucking weekend, man. So, fucking pull up a chair, man. Come hang out for a bit. Grab your favorite drink, whatever that be, man. I'm drinking beer tonight, of course. Yeah, a few things to discuss. First and foremost, what the fuck am I jamming? Actually, hold that thought. I'll crack open a fucking beer here, man. A sec here. Give me a little fucking Guinness. Perfect, man, 'cause it's been fucking cold. This is one really good beer any time of the year, but winter time here, in this part of the hemisphere, in the United States, fucking the region. This is really good fucking brew, man. I love Guinness. One of my go-tos. Well, I don't drink it all the time. It's expensive, but I like it. Fucking cheers, guys. Alright, that's what I'm fucking jamming. Little band from Chicago. Funeral. Fucking, this is a re-release. I've been really excited about this. I don't know if y'all can fucking see it. Watch the fucking light here. But, I was super stoked about this. I believe I got this from Cyanide, the other death metal band from Chicago. Fucking killer band. I love Cyanide. They put this out, I believe, on their own record label or some shit. MNB Records. Anyways, I picked this up from Cyanide's fucking Bandcamp. Right now, they got it in Hell's Headbangers, so fucking pick this up. This is a fucking gem right here. I first heard about this on Ken's Crypt, Metal Crypt. He used to, he'd do the old school death metal stuff. But yeah, fucking for the first time on vinyl, crushing death metal. I mean, this is right up there with Cyanide, man. I mean, it's like death doom. It's doomy. I wouldn't just straight up call it fucking death doom, but it's death metal. But it's in that fucking Cyanide range, man. It's doomy. It's fucking brutal. It's really heavy. Everything that I like about a band. Fucking yeah. But Funeral, man. What the fuck is the title? Yeah. This is actually the first time I've been spinning it. Anyways, fucking go pick it up. Funeral from Chicago, man. This is really good shit. That's what I'm jamming tonight. Speaking of Cyanide, who was the band I played last week at the end. Actually, I kind of had this planned out. Fucking Cyanide, man. Off their first album, The Dying Truth, track, I think I played Mindscript as the fucking track. I love Cyanide. They're one of my favorite fucking death metal bands. Some people could consider them death doom or whatever, but, subcategories of shit, but, they're still fucking badass. To me, they have the same heaviness, very similar to, Mortician, but just done in a different kind of way. I mean, of course, they don't do the drum machine and all that, but I had a chance to see Cyanide in 2012 an Autopsy at Reggie's, man. That was a kick-ass fucking show. Hung out, had a lot of good time at that gig. But yeah, Cyanide. Check them out if you haven't heard of them. Fucking Chicago classic death metal band. Alright, so the title, here we go. So just thinking about this, this is just something I wanted to discuss, but here, three things, non-negotiable things that I look for in a fucking metal band, because I'm a picky son of a bitch, but ever since I've been listening to metal, extreme metal especially, I've always been really picky about what it is I like in it, and there's certain things that catch my attention. So here, number one, image is very important. I mean, a band's got to look cool. Okay, so a few things will go in with image, but it's number one of these three things aren't in order either. All right, so the image, the band's got to look fucking cool. You got to have a cool logo. Your image has got to fit what you're doing. Whether you're a black metal band, a death metal band, a grind band, you got to look cool as fuck in any way you can. I mean, or like, you know, and if, okay, so even like a live presence, that's important too. You gotta look cool live. Now, okay, some bands don't play out, some bands don't do live thing, fine. So you gotta have a cool artwork. You gotta have a cool band logo. It's gotta really fucking look badass. Your band photos, even if, okay, so you might not, anyways, image goes, there's all those criteria. You could go in either category. Your band logo's gotta look cool. That's very important. Your artwork's gotta look fucking cool. So there you go. If you don't have a, you know, if you're not, if there's like one-man black metal bands out there and death metal bands that don't play out live, so fine. Your logo's gotta look cool and your artwork's gotta fucking stand out. Those are all important things. If you do have band photos, you gotta look fucking mean as fuck. And this is metal, man. It's whether some people find that goofy or cheesy or they care, it's just something. It's my opinion. It's what I look for in a band. You know, something that I non-negotiable. You know, so that's one. And number two, your band's got to have fucking riffs, man. Metal is based around riffs. And extreme metal, especially. I mean, that's another thing. You can't just your band just can't sound extreme. And what I mean by that is a great example is a lot of the war metal shit. They've got the image. They look cool as fuck. Their logos look cool, but they don't got no goddamn riffs. It's extreme sounding, but that's it. There's a few exceptional bands that I really like that I'm actually draw a lot of inspiration from. One would be Be Still Warlust. I mean, they're fucking phenomenal, and I mean they're a classic too. And I'll even put Sadistic Execution in that category. And, you know, they're an early Crisian even, and I like that shit. But a lot of that war metal stuff it's literally what I gather from it. It's an excuse to flex your fucking muscles and put on and wear some spikes and shit. And that, I mean, it's an excuse to do that. Other than that, there's no fucking music backing it. That's my opinion. You know, like, whatever. No one take it or leave it, but that's just how I see it. There's few bands that really do it well. But I'm not a Blasphemy fan. Could never get into Blasphemy. I get the appeal and all that. And all those bands have their place. But without some of these bands, I wouldn't have gotten Angel Corpse, because Angel Corpse took that sound, the war metal sound from like bands like Blasphemy, and incorporated it with late 80s like black and thrash, or black metal and death metal and shit, so it's got the Angel Corpse sound. So whatever. Me personally, I like Be Still Warlust. Okay, but enough of that. So yeah, image is important. Your band logo, all that shit I just mentioned. Riffs. Yeah, you gotta have riffs. Something, and metal's all, like I said, it's always been about riffs. You can't just be extreme and have the image. You see, all these things coincide with each other. All three things have to line up. You gotta have a fucking image, and you gotta have riffs. All right, so number three. Now this could be a little bit conflicting, but but it's songs. You gotta have good fucking songs, not just riffs. You gotta have good songs. See, you gotta have some kind of hooks in your music. Riffs are good, but if you don't have the hooks and the songs aren't there, you end up with. I'm not a big fan of Butchered at Birth. It was like my first physical death metal album. I like it, but when I first heard Deicide, I liked it better. And here's what I'm talking about. Butchered at Birth is just riffs. There's no goddamn song to it. It's just a wall of riffs. They're good riffs, but there's no. Now some people can argue this. Now where Cannibal got good was fucking Tomb of the Mutilated and Tomb of the Mutilated and The Bleeding. Those two albums, they really developed songwriting. They had songs, they had catchy hooks, but they had the riffs. Where Butchered at Birth, Eaten Back to Life, it's just good riffs after good riff, no good songs, just good riffs. So, Those are three things. So you gotta have all three. You gotta have fucking image, whether that be your logo, live performance. Your band's gotta look mean as fuck, and you gotta have fucking number two. You gotta have riffs, and number three, you gotta have good songs. Like, you gotta have all three. Those are my fucking non-negotiable things with what I look for in a band. And I'm a picky son of a bitch, so I don't just buy something just because it's so extreme. Because there's tons of shit that ain't gonna lie, it's really extreme, but there's no goddamn there's no songs there. You know, they have the image, they got the extreme sound, they're really fast. But if you ain't got any good riffs, good songs, all that other shit just goes out the fucking window. It doesn't add up. So, and I see that a lot, and I think, and that's been since the dawn of this fucking genre, extreme metal, whatever, man. It's been, there, shitty bands are like, there's tons of shitty bands, tons, and it's always been this way. It's nothing new. It's just a lot of guys like they like this music and they wanna do it, but they can't. They're not good at it. They want to put on the fucking on the leather and the spikes and shit, but they can't write a goddamn tune, or they just sound like recycled shit. There's tons of that, just a bunch of stuff that just sounds very recycled and watered down. But yeah, you know, so a great example. I'll just use this band. This band has fucking songs, riffs, and the fucking image, man. Like, when I look at a band, I want to see this. You know, these guys are looking tough on the fucking back. They got a cool fucking logo. They've got songs. I mean, I've been jamming this. This sounds good, man. Like, I could fucking Cyanide. It's another. I mean, I can go all night with this. They look fucking mean as fuck on the back there, man. I've seen these guys live too. They fucking look cool as fuck alive. Look at that fucking, you know. That's the type of shit I look for in a band. And Cyanide's got riffs, they got fucking songs, and they got the brutality. This is what I look for in a death metal or black metal band, you know. So yeah, it's a bit of a rant here. You know, let me know what you all think about it. I mean, like I said, I could go on and on about it. When I first, well, here's a good example. When I was younger, I've told this story before. But I'll tell it again. Fuck it. We're all the new subscribers, man. Fucking cheers, thank you guys. Old subscribers, maybe you guys missed this one, but thank you as well. Cheers, man. Take another drink. This Guinness is so good. But so when I was younger, when I was a kid, literally a kid, like fucking, I think I was like 13. Like I said, I had Butchered at birth, and one thing I did, and I'm sure some of y'all still do, read the liner notes. How you found out about bands was reading the liner notes and looking at their shirts and shit. Because I mean, I didn't, even though the internet was around, I didn't have it, and a lot of people I knew didn't have it. You know, in the early days of the millennium, you had to be middle class or upper middle class. If you're poor, anybody poor didn't have a fucking internet. It just was not a thing. You didn't have a computer. You just couldn't. You know, it was what it was. I didn't even know anybody with a computer. So anyway, get that the fuck out of the way. How I heard about bands was from magazines. And you get a CD or something. Anyways, I was really just getting into this shit. And like I said, I liked Butchered at birth. It was, you know, the album cover's awesome. It was cool. It was really, really fast. But I was getting more into death metal. I wanted to hear more shit. You know, I only had a few bands. So, in the liner notes, you know, Glenn Benton did a fucking back-end vocals on Vomit the Soul. Anybody, I shouldn't have to explain that, but anyways. So that's how I heard about Deicide. I was like, all right, man, I gotta check this Deicide band out. So I went up to, I'd mow grass and stuff to get money for CDs, and they're like $15-16 back then, brand new. But there was this used CD store here in the region. Fucking missed that place. Actually, I'll show you all here in a second. There's this used CD compact disc Wait, it was called the Compact Disc Trading Post. It was what a fucking. In there was like flyers of bands. Fucking. They sold tons of death metal stuff. My first, actually, I just can't believe I still have this vest. I've been actually wearing it for a lot of these, for a lot of my videos. My first fucking death metal shirt was this. It's on the back of my vest. It was the Bleeding. They sold that shirt there. It was Cannibal Corpse, the Bleeding, man. And it's my first death metal shirt. It ended up on my this vest that y'all see me wearing a lot of. Look at the vertic crosses. I've had this fucking vest since I was 15, man. No, actually 14. I've had this vest since I was fucking 14. Metalheads, we don't get rid of nothing, man. But this shirt I bought when I was 13. I'll never forget it. So yeah, I was getting into this shit. My old drummer from Cryptic Frog, he had the front, so he put the front on his vest back in the day when we were in high school. Yeah. Well, yeah, thought I'd show you all that. But anyways, so this place had, used CDs for $7 and they were in mint condition. So I was flipping through, I was like, alright, looking, and I saw the name Deicide. So I found Deicide, their stack, and I was like, oh shit, it's Deicide. What album should I get? I had no fucking clue what album to get. You know what sparked my attention? Was the black cover with that fucking crazy looking medallion. I don't know why, but I thought that was cool. And I flipped it over, and there was like the four guys standing in a fucking morgue, man, looking tough as fuck. Like they had like this ripped off sleeve fucking shirts, like long boots. Glenn Bent was in a fucking leather jacket. I was sold on it. I bought it. I had no idea it was their debut album. I hadn't, like I said, I didn't no information. I just went by my own instinctual thing, and dude, I tell you, I fucking listened to that, and I was totally blown away. That day, I said fuck Metallica. I literally said fuck Metallica. I was like, I'm not gonna fuck with no band like Metallica ever again. That's what I said. I was like, this band is fucking evil, and it was everything that I look for in a band. I mean, they had the songs, they had the fucking. I was completely blown away by it. But anyways, it was all there. That's what I look for. That type of shit. Something like, and Deicide had it. Now, some people, I don't know, have their opinions, but whatever. That did it for me, and that sound, and that's where I went. I went further into death metal. After that, I never looked back. That's why I'm here to this day. Old Deicide is still some of my favorite shit, and honestly, I developed a lot naturally, like playing guitar. I learned a lot from them. It was when I was younger. They were one of the bands that I tried to not mimic, but like learn. So how I learned death metal and stuff on guitars was just I would play CDs in the background, my albums, my favorite ones, Deicide, Morbid Angel, Old Suffocation. And I would, smoke some weed, get high, and fucking, I don't smoke no more, but anyways, smoke a few cigarettes, and I would just listen to the album, and I get totally fucking pumped. And then I'd pick up my guitar, and I would not try to play what they were playing, but like I would mimic the feeling I was getting off of what I was hearing. If any of that makes sense, I would just kind of emulate the feeling that I felt from the music I was listening to. And I developed each band that I got into. I did this, and I would do this for fucking every day after school. When I would get home from school, first thing I would do is, that's what I would do. I'd fucking smoke a cigarette, get fucking pumped up, listen to the metal, the stuff that I liked, and then I'd pick up my guitar and I would just like dive into this world where the music was playing in the background and I was just jamming what I was feeling from it. And then I would stop and I'd listen to more and I'm like, this is fucking awesome. And then I would do that. I did that for years, man. That's just kind of how I developed my own, not my own, but like how I developed my playing style and everything. From all this, I don't do that shit no more. I mean, I'm not like that, but I miss those days. I had a lot of fun doing that. I really enjoyed that. Now I write songs and shit. So it's like it's a little bit different but similar. But yeah, that's my whole thing. That's my whole fucking story with that. I think I was gonna touch base on something else. I can't remember what the fuck it was. Must not be that important. Oh, how did I hear about Cyanide? Not that anyone gives a flying fuck. But I remember early 2000s. I used to buy Metal Maniacs magazines, and so how I heard about bands another way. And there was a picture of Will Romer from Mortician, and he's got his bass, and he's like growling into. It was a live pick. It was just him and growling into a mic with his bass, and he had a sticker of Cyanide on his fucking bass. That's how I heard about Cyanide. So, fucking cool little story for you. All right, guys. Fucking new subscribers, old subscribers, man. Fucking thanks for watching. Thanks for the support. I appreciate it all. So there's something I do at the end. I always fucking say this, but anyways, play a little band. Don't tell you who it is. It's a blank screen. And next week we got something to talk about. Who it was, whether you like it, whether you heard it already, whatever, you know. Well, here's the thing. Make sure you hit that little fucking button on, if you're listening to it on a phone or something, so it opens up the big widescreen. Because otherwise, man, the whole point this thing's kind of get watered down. It fucking you see the rest of the YouTube feeds and all that shit. It's distracting as fuck, and our brains are designed to go to right to that dumb shit, man. So yeah, fucking. So just turn that shit on. Throw your if it's a phone, man. If you got headphones, try to listen with some headphones, because this shit was made not to be played on a tiny little fucking speaker. Metal was made to be listened to on good speakers, good sound, good fucking stereo, actually, more likable. Well, whatever, man. So, until next time, man. Thanks for watching. Stay tuned.